is everybody, if your name wasn't on the list, I want to make sure we got everybody.
Would you pass it around? I didn't sign
Yeah, if you RSVP'd, I got you put on here. Okay. All right, thank you everybody for coming today. I know it's a little warm in here, there's a lot of us in here, and I hope the noise doesn't bother you all from basketball, but we got that open because that air does help a little bit in here. So, but if it gets too much, we can close that. So, that's it. So again, thank you everybody for coming. We got a full house today. How many first timers? Oh, wow. Well, listen, when y'all come once, y'all family. So welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. All right, first door prize, Sheena. Sheena, raise your hand. Sheena actually just gave me a stack. We're not going to do them all today, but we're going to do a few of them. Is it 30 minutes, Sheena? A free 30-minute massage. Oh. Wow. Everybody like this. Did you get that?
Now they get a ticket now. Look, that's
Okay, so first 30-minute massage goes to me. Last number 308. That's the number we grew up. That's our house number. That's yours. You gotta come over here and get it. And that was our house number where we grew up. 308 West End Bridge. When you get a 30-minute massage. I'm gonna do one more 30-minute massage, then we're gonna do something else. Last 304. Oh. Okay, I got a few more things. I have Angela donated a $25 Subway gift card. We got number 299.
Oh, that's me.
Y'all take a lot over here.
This is the winning table over here.
All right, we got our speaker for today donated a moving basket. Nice. So we have last three digits, 312. Y'all table over here. Okay. Okay, one of the board members who lives in Wisconsin sent some nice little scarves. So the next one is a nice scarf. And if somebody at this table wins, we're doing an investigation. 295.
You're streaking slow here.
Okay, so I know you all came for the funnel truck, but I have some bad news. He called this morning, some stuff beyond his control. So we just listen, when life gives you lemons, we just make lemonade. We're going to pivot, we're going to keep moving, and that'll give us some time after Robin. We're just going to start doing some fellowshipping and connecting and doing whatever until 2 o'clock. So we'll get funnel cakes another time, but he did say, if you all follow me, y'all know on Sundays, I go get funnel cakes. He's in Fort Mill, right at, what is that?
Carowinds exit. Whatever exit.
Carowinds exit. On the opposite side of Carowinds. It's a title loan place.
Yeah.
Right there. He's set up in that parking lot on Sunday. If you all go, let him know you with the Frankie May Foundation, and he will donate a portion of the proceeds back to the foundation. So If you go tomorrow, get your funnel cake and we'll do it that way. All right. So, Robin, before you come, I'm gonna do some things before you come, and I had to write myself notes because I forget stuff. And what did I do with my Lord have mercy. Oh, right here. So as you all know, Franklin May Foundation started in July of last year, and our fiscal year is June. We end our fiscal year June 30th. So we're hand clap. We are finishing our first fiscal year. So we couldn't do it without the donations. We couldn't do it without you all. So thank you all so much. And I want to, who is a family caregiver? Family caregivers, raise your hand. Okay, so keep your hands up. Yeah, you take care of your dad. Keep your hands raised. This is just a little token from the Franklin May Foundation. So to just let you all know. No, I mean, so thank you all. That's it? Okay. All right. And then I thank all family caregivers. I thank all family caregivers because what you all do is commendable. And I don't like pointing out people or singling people out, but it's two people that I really want to single out because they are family caregivers. And we've had 6 meetups. We started in January, we've had 6 meetups. These 2 ladies have been here at every single meetup. So Tanya and Yolanda, I got something for y'all too. Yeah, thank y'all so much. Like Tanya is like a Frankie May Foundation cheerleader. Thank y'all so much. And to read it. And I'm surprised she's sitting still long enough, but you all know my sister, or if you don't, here's my sister. She is actually on the board of directors for the foundation, and she is here every single month too. She is here helping me set up, we clean up, she helps get the food together, she does everything when I'm here. So thank you, and I'm surprised you're sitting in here long enough, because usually she's running all over the place, but just a little something from the foundation. Okay, make sure I don't forget stuff. My flyers. And I know I if I have your email, I sent you an email about Unforgettable. It is a movie. I'm sorry, not a movie. It's a stage play, and it's coming to Night Theater. It's free. We got a block of 20 tickets. We can get more. But if anybody wants to go, and actually this play is only in 6 cities this year, and they chose Charlotte, and the Alzheimer's Association is one of the sponsors. So if anybody wants to go, let me know. Like I said, we have 20 tickets. We can get more. It's free, but we just have to register ahead of time. And look, coming here. Here's another member of the board of the Franklin May Foundation. You want to come in here and say hello to the people? Hello, people. This is my brother Rico. He's on the board of the Franklin May Foundation as well. So thanks for coming. You had an open house? Oh, okay. Okay. So take a flyer if you want a flyer to remind yourself. But y'all know me, I will email you today. So here's some flyers and another. Party with a Purpose. We are having our 1-year anniversary party next month. It is July 16th at Hunter House and Garden in Huntersville. We are trying to, we're not trying, we are going to start offering weekend and evening respite services for you all. So we are partnering with some local home health care agencies to provide CNAs in the evening and on the weekends. Charlotte Village Network, many of you have Charlotte Village Network membership. They're just Monday through Friday during the day. So we're getting ready to start offering weekend in the evenings. So part of that is why we're doing this party with a purpose. We are using these funds to pay for CNAs to come and sit with your loved one. I have a ton of these flyers. Please, please, please push this, pass this out. If you all are from Charlotte, born and raised, y'all know DJ Easy Ice. So he will be DJing. Here are some flyers. Please pass it. And we're asking people to pay in advance. There's a link on here. Pay in advance so we can kind of know how many people to expect. And if you've never been to Hunter House and Garden, it is a really nice facility. We actually have the covered tent in the back, but we also have access to the actual building as well too. So I'm gonna leave both of these in here. So if you all want to take these flyers, take these flyers. All right, let me make sure I got everything on here. Continuing conversations. UNCC Charlotte Department of Gerontology and South Mid-Serve partners, and they have this program called Caregiver TLC. I just finished the facilitator training portion of it, and they also do what they call continuing conversations. I will be leading the program tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'll probably if I have your email, I'll email you because again, I'm the email queen. But if you'd like to hop on and get some information, like dive deep into what the Frankie May Foundation is all about, please let me know, give me your email, and they will send you a Zoom link, and it's tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Pass, like if you know any other caregivers that would be interested, please pass that along as well. Last thing, surveys. I send out surveys at the end of each session, and I use these surveys to get a feel of how we're doing as a foundation. And we also use the information when we start. We've already applied for some funding from organizations. A lot of them will ask for some measurables. So I can't just tell them, oh, we serve caregivers. Well, how are the caregivers feeling? How has it made a change in their life? What are you doing with the caregivers? So when I ask you all to fill it out, I'm not asking you all just to give you some busy work, but it's very important that we get those surveys back. So April and May, if you haven't filled it out, I will send you a reminder email. And then for everyone here today, by the end of the weekend, I will send you a survey, so please fill that out. And also on the surveys, there's a section where I ask ideas for future meetups. So I'm actually getting ready to start doing my 2023 calendar. So if you know of a speaker that you'd like to hear or any fun activity that you'd like to do, include that in the survey. And if it's something you think about after the fact, email me or call me or text me so we can go ahead and start getting 2023 lined up. We have everything for the rest of this calendar year. We're set. So we have our speakers and our activity for the rest of this year already done. Next month, if you all want to come next month, it's July 30th, and Brittany Kearney with PACE of Southern Piedmont. Tara, you've spoken to her. I don't know if anybody else has spoken to her. She will be here telling us all about the programs at PACE. And then we are going to create our own socks. We are going to have our own Frankie May Foundation Caregiver Socks. And Chris Klein is the owner of Blue Hill Socks. So I invited Chris so he could come and look at everything. Chris and I have known each other for about 3 years, 3 or so years. He owns Blue Hill Socks. It's an interactive sock design company. So Chris, while I'm getting some more stuff for door prizes, if you want to just...
Yeah, absolutely. Humbled and honored to be here today. Like V said, Blue Hill, we're an interactive product design company, so we do custom socks and shirts. But about 2 years ago, we created this platform called our Mosaic Workshops. And that's where you get together in a setting like this and have a topical discussion. We've done everything from unity to team building to DEI, you name it. And we've worked with schools, churches, and companies. And you can either do it virtually or on site like we'll do it here. But most of the time it's about 60 to 90 minutes. Half the time is a good discussion. And then we transfer that emotion, that energy, and everybody gets to add something to a soccer shirt, and then you get to edit it. But the bottom line is we all have to gain a consensus within that hour. So it's a really cool, it's easier said than done to do that. But we have some examples of the products that we have, but it'll be a great experience. It'll be an honor to provide that service for you all. So if you ever have any questions about it, and by the way, V is our workshop director. So she's a part of every single one of them. She's done a fantastic job. I'll leave my cards here with the QR code if you want to check out some of the things. There are video summaries of everything we've done, and we're looking forward to working with everybody. So I'll leave a stack of these out here.
Okay, so I am going to give away some of the socks we made in some of our other workshops. This one we did, it was in women's empowerment. And it says, self-care isn't selfish across the band. We got the Wonder Woman logo. We got, it says empower women, empower women. So these are one of the socks that we made at one of our workshops. And this goes to last 305. All right. And I'm going to do one more pair, and then we're going to get on into Robin. Next pair, let me see what we got in here. Disability Rights and Resources. We did a workshop with them, and I think I've connected a couple of people to Samantha Nevins. She's the Executive Director of Disability Rights and Resources, but you'll see their logo on here, and their tagline is everybody or nobody. And then they deal with disabled, whether you're young or old. So I'll do this pair. Last three. 293.
Well, I'd rather have a massage, but I'll take
They're like the massage for your feet.
Dr. Bland.
You want to pray? Let me think.
Okay, so last month, if you were here, we focused on our physical health. We had a dietitian that talked to us about how your food choices affect your physical health. This month, we are focusing on our mental health. So we have a therapist here today to talk to us about taking care of our mental health. So I am getting ready to close my lips, and I'm going to let Robin take over.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I was sitting here standing here trying to think of how I'm going to start this out, but I want to ask a question. What is the one thing that a caregiver wants? Peace. Assistance, help, rest, all those things. So we know that when we're taking care of somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia or any other disease, that is stressful, right? Let me look at my notes. Stress is the way the body and the brain react to other demand. So when we have all these things going on in our life, we find ourselves stressed. And then our brain and our body react to the stress. So you know when you're feeling nervous and anxious, or you're feeling sad, depressed, that's what your body is responding to. It's responding to the stress. So we've all heard terms like burnout, caregiver stress, caregiver fatigue, empathy fatigue, and compassion fatigue. But today I want to focus on compassion fatigue, because that's what all of you are doing as caregivers. And the reason that I want to focus on it is because each of you are taking care of a loved one, and so you have to have compassion to do that. And it's not an easy job to do. So I want to focus on the compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue is a condition characterized by emotional and physical exhaustion, leading to diminished ability to empathize or feel compassion for others, often described as a negative cost of caring. It is sometimes referred to as a secondary traumatic stress. Now, the American Institute of Stress defines compassion fatigue or empathy fatigue as the emotional residue or strain of exposure to working with those suffering from the consequences of traumatic events. Emotional residue. And the key words are emotional, suffering, consequences, and traumatic events. And y'all know with the pandemic, that just makes it even worse. Because we had 2 years where we couldn't go anywhere, so we were stuck. And now that we're kind of able to go out, it's still not as easy for caregivers. I mean, regular people have trouble getting out sometimes. So for caregivers who don't have any help, who don't have any resources, who don't have anybody coming in to talk them through some of the tough times, it's even worse, right? I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm a minister, so I want to share a passage of scripture. So charge it to the head, not to the heart. But I want y'all to remember the scripture found in 2 Corinthians 4, verses 8 and 9. And it says, "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed." That last part, cast down but not destroyed, caregiving is not going to kill you. I know we feel like it. It takes you to the edge. It takes you to the edge, but it won't push you over. It's not going to kill you. I gave you that passage of scripture to let you know that there are some things that you're going to go through, but it's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Okay?
We might kill them.
It's not going to kill you. So, I want to talk about some of the signs and symptoms of somebody being stressed or burnout or however you want to call it. I want to talk about this one first because I underlined it. The one thing that we need to remember is that when we're caregiving, the person that we're caring for has a disease. Okay? It's not their fault. Not anything that they did. It could have been, but I mean, it's a disease. So, denial about your loved one's condition. When you walk around here saying, "Oh, they're not sick." If you know that grandma or mama is putting her underwear on top of her head, that's not normal behavior. So there's something wrong. When you see these signs and symptoms that are going on, recognize them, take them to their doctor, and get them a professional diagnosis.
Yeah.
Okay? The professional diagnosis helps you to get resources. Without one, you won't be able to get it. So we need to stop denying that our loved one has a condition. Now, some of us get angry and frustrated. Raise your hand if you ever done that. It's almost like you just want to take your time and just kind of slowly kill the person. You know, they're saying all kinds of stuff. They're talking to you like they don't know you. They're behaving irrationally. But anger and frustration is one of the signs, and especially if it's toward the person that you're caring for, is one of the signs that you're being stressed. Y'all remember, what's that movie? Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Where the man treated his wife horribly, and then they separated. He married this other lady, and then he got shot and had to be cared for. Well, she went and cared for him, but one day when she was caring for him, she showed him how much she cared for him. Yeah, so we don't want that to be happening. Sometimes we'll hear about people beating people, starving them to death, abusing them, or even killing them. So if you have that anger or frustration, you have to get that checked.
Walk away.
Anxiety, just afraid of the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen, and that's okay because with caregiving, you're not going to know from day to day what's going to happen. Every day is going to be different. Yesterday they remembered, today they don't. And we got to remember that short-term memory is disrupted. Long-term memory is what they keep when it's Alzheimer's or dementia. So what they did 35 years ago, they'll remember. What they did 2 hours ago, they will not. Okay? Depression. If you're feeling sad, you know that's when you go in and you go to bed and you won't get up for days, or you close the curtains. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to do anything. That's depression. Okay? If you're just tired, exhaustion, it makes it tough for you to complete all the things that you got to do in a day. How many of y'all get tired? I mean, even without caregiving, we're going to get tired. To add caregiving plus working 8, 10, 12 hours a day, you're going to be tired. Okay? Health problems. Sometimes our body reacts by causing us to be sick. Colds, digestive stuff, headaches, all those kind of things. So when you're experiencing these things, you need to check yourself and say, why am I feeling this way? And realize your level of stress. Okay? An inability to concentrate. That's normal, but if it gets too bad, it's not normal. If you're forgetting all the time, there's something wrong. Okay? It's okay to make yourself a note. Sometimes I feel like I need to wear a tag with a note around my neck so I remember. Irritability and moodiness. If you have good friends, your friends should be telling you you're in a bad mood. You got attitude. If they're not telling you that, then they don't really care. Okay? Sleeplessness. Sometimes we have problems going to sleep when we're stressed out. And then if we withdraw from all of our friends and family and social activities that we're used to doing, we have an issue. Sometimes we feel alone or overwhelmed. There's no help with the patient that you're caring for. And then feeling tired and not getting enough rest or proper breaks from the patient. I always say we are concerned about the patient, but we should be more concerned about the caregiver. Check on your caregiving friends. We should be more concerned with the caregiver. The patient will be all right one way or another. But we've got to be concerned about the person that cares for you. Because if they're out of balance, then everything else is going to be out of balance. Big changes in weight. Sometimes food is our friend. When you're caregiving, you'll find all kinds of things to eat. Ice cream. And I don't know why I donated a snack bag, but I did. But if you're like me, you know, like when I study, sometimes I just eat chips and chocolate candy and sodas because that's It makes me feel better. It comforts me. But sometimes when we're angry, we need that little piece of chocolate to help us out, right? So we just have to make sure that we're watching what we eat. Getting too much or not enough sleep.
Is it such a thing as too much?
Getting too much or not enough sleep. You're busy caring for the patient, that sleep seemingly is not an option, or when sleeping can be done, is excessive.
Yeah.
Like if you get a break, if somebody comes over and says, I'll take care of the patient, you use that whole time to go to sleep. And you probably need it. Yeah. So we're talking about health problems, headaches and stuff. Excessive guilt, shame, or blame. Sometimes we blame ourselves for what the person is going through. We shouldn't do that. It's not our fault. It's not your fault. So don't sit up and blame yourself, because you have nothing to do with that. It's out of your control. And sometimes a loss of control, because we're giving too much attention to what is beyond our control. We get lost in trying to have control, knowing that things are out of our control. There's some things that we just can't fix.
Could you repeat that one point again? You said, right before you said, out of control,
Loss of control, giving too much attention to what is beyond your control.
That was it. Thank you.
We're giving too much attention to it. Yes, ma'am.
Would that mean that you are trying to put yourself in their shoes, like you're trying to empathize with the person, so you can kind of understand what they're going through, or should you do that? Or should you just, like, I'm just trying to figure out when you're taking care of somebody, because I know that I would probably get all into that person's situation and try to put myself there to understand what they're going through to take care of them.
I think it's more like if, you know, we already know that the patient is sick. So we spend a lot of time worrying about what's going to happen next. That's out of your control.
Yeah. What the next stage is.
Or what the next stage is, or how we're going to handle certain things. If you know that something is coming up and you don't quite know what you're going to do, trying to figure that out. You lose control by focusing on what you can't control.
I struggle with that.
Who said that? You struggle with it? You know why?
Type A personality. Yes, sir. Structure.
And there may not be a reason why. It just may be your mind that way.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I think a lot about
It's okay.
like the what if, like, I don't want to lose myself, so I'm afraid of like not being able to continue doing what I enjoy doing and being stuck. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like that gives me anxiety. So like you said, like, I could be thinking about November, June, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, or somebody said, oh, you want to do this in September, and I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, so I really
Okay, so this is what helped me get through a hard time in my life. In 2014, my husband passed away. And I had to pray every day that the Lord would give me strength. I wasn't worried about tomorrow. I didn't worry about 2 hours from now. I said, Lord, help me to get through this day. If you allow me to wake up tomorrow, we'll go through this whole process again. You can only take one day at a time.
Yeah.
Just
She's
one.
really talking about planning. She's trying to plan.
Yeah.
You trying to plan something ahead? Like you want to get away?
I mean, I think for me, because I don't have kids, so I was always just free.
Yeah.
So the thought of being like tied down and not knowing how I'm going to be
That's
able
why
to
you're here. We're going to help you get through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can help you get through that.
Yeah.
We can help you get through that.
And you will have those feelings. Sometimes it'll be stronger than other days.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But we got to learn how to carve out time for ourselves.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Make sure you get there.
Yeah. So let's talk about some ways that we can kind of overcome or deal with some of the stresses that we deal with. I know. I'm gonna come stand on that for a little bit. I like
Give her a hug. Give her a hug.
For all of us. I'm sorry. I'm sweaty.
Okay.
I'm sitting over here in this chair. Okay. So I know a lot. How many of y'all like to write?
I was just gonna say that's the queen of colored pens and sticky notes.
Oh yeah, I got my thing with 20 colored pens in here. My dad thinks it's crazy, but I said they make me happy because you're driving me crazy.
One of the ways that we can relieve stress is to write in a journal. Write what you're feeling. Today, June, I'm saying January, it feels like January. Today, June 25th, I'm frustrated. My dad, my mom, my auntie is cutting up. It gives you something to go back and look at later when things are different. Yeah. It gives you a reason to keep going. Like if you do it 1 week straight, and then you go back and you do another week, and then you go back and look at the last week, you can see a difference when you write how you're feeling. I'm not talking about just go crazy talking about the patient. Write how you're feeling. What are your emotions? How are you feeling? How are you dealing with what you're having to deal with? That will help. Take some time for yourself. Give yourself a break. Carve out time for a mini vacation. Draw a list of things that you like doing, like reading, listening to music, taking a walk, having a cup of coffee with a friend. And do those, I call these mini vacations because they only last for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay? You got to carve out time for yourself. Many of you probably say, well, I don't have time, and it doesn't take that long. Your mind can go places that your body will never go.
Say that again.
Your mind can go places that your body will never go. So take a mini break and let your mind go somewhere that you cannot go physically. You'll see a difference when you do that. Okay? Anybody got any questions?
I did have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you handle it when the person that you're trying to care for is in denial of what is going on? Like in my situation, my mom does not want to understand. She refuses to understand that there's an issue. She wants to keep doing everything that she's doing.
What is the disease?
She's in finish.
She's not going to understand it. In her mind, she's still functional. Her brain is rewired, so she's not going to think that she is okay. I mean, she's not going to think that she's not okay.
But even before it got to the point where it is now, when she was in the early stages of it, she didn't want to believe that that was even happening to her. So in my situation, my mom lives in Columbia, South Carolina. My sister is right there, but she will call me. So I find myself up and down the road constantly trying to handle stuff with her and trying to work and trying to have some type of life.
Is your sister supporting?
And part of the reason is because my mom doesn't want her to do anything out of this. So how do you go through that?
One, you're going to have a conversation with your sister. And it doesn't change
It
anything.
hasn't changed anything because she feels like, well, she doesn't want me to do anything. She doesn't want me to be a part of anything. She wants me. So that in itself is stressful.
You're gonna have to call me because there's something deeper than that. There's something going on that's deeper than that. Just
And we've talked. I mean, we've had some. I've had some detailed conversations with my mom, and her thing is, I trust you. I don't want her doing anything. And I'm like, but mama, like, but this reason I was like, mama, I'm an hour and a half away from you. If something happens, you need to call the person that is right there until I can get there.
but you're dealing with a two-sided.
Right.
You're dealing with a two-sided story because mom doesn't want her to help, and then you have to listen to what people say. Your sister said she doesn't want me; she wants you. There may be some resentment there. I'm not saying because I don't know, but y'all are gonna have to have some conversation. It may take you driving down there to meet with the mom and the sister. There's things that I'm thinking in my head, but I don't want to say them out loud.
It's difficult to care for somebody and they're being what you feel is defiant. And I mean, I understand about the dementia and everything, but they're fighting you tooth and nail from I mean, from one end to the other, and you're doing the best that you can. You know, you're calling them every day. You know, I mean, I know everything about my mom backwards and forwards. Sometimes I put my own stuff on the back burner so I can be there for her. I mean, I'm up and down the road all the time going to appointments and, you know, making sure she has her medicine, making sure she's got grocery in the house.
Who's the oldest? You're your sister. You're the baby. Hold one second. You got to remember too that when we're talking about dementia and the brain, your mom is again stuck back years ago. There's something about you that she needs.
I have no idea. Did you leave? Did the other sister not leave? Like, it's something there. It's some dynamic.
Yeah.
Going on, right?
That's why I said you should call me because there's stuff that I'm thinking in my head, but I can't. I don't want to say it in front. I don't want to say it in front of these everybody. But just
I'm just trying to figure out what to do to keep my phone. Because it's, like I said, it's challenging being that go-to person and you're not there. You're not physically there. It's challenging.
well, I'm gonna tell you something that I told somebody in this room. Is your mom living by herself? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something that I told somebody in this room. You're going to have to learn how to say,
It's hard.
I know it's hard.
No, I know. I'm
But
it's hard.
yeah, it's hard, but you're going to have to learn how to say no. It's difficult. We want to be there for our parents. We want to love them. We want to show them that we care. But you have to, in the interim of all that, still be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're going, staying on the road, running, working, doing everything else, what benefit are you going to be to her when she cannot do for herself? It's all about changing your mind and your thinking. Some things are necessary, some things are not. And you've got to make that choice for you. I know there was a statement over here, and then Maria. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say we have to realize that there's a different expectation of each child.
Yeah.
Your parents love you the same, but the expectation is different. She expects you to be there because you're there.
Yeah.
There's not an expectation of your older sister to be there,
That she
because she
isn't.
doesn't have to be there.
Yeah.
And then also I heard someone say, you know, I try to put myself in their shoes or in their place. You can't do that. You can't do that because then you're going to forget about you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then the last thing I want to say is we have to realize when our parents or loved ones have Alzheimer's or dementia or even Parkinson's disease, because they have a lot of similar things. Once an adult, twice a child.
Yeah.
You got to get to their level. And it's not easy. Stop knocking yourself. And yeah, you're going to do a lot of driving. But that's what she expects of you.
Yeah. That's why I said there's something that she wants from you. There's something that she wants from you. But that whole dynamic with the three of you, there's something deeper under the wanting you is surface. Why she wants you is root.
Yeah.
Maria.
I just wanted to sympathize, empathize with you. I don't know your name, because Venitra and Robin and some of us, we know each other fairly well. I'm going through similar with my dad. My dad lives in, I don't know what's called, retirement place where there's independent living, assisted living, memory care, and he's in independent living. And I have a brother that's 2 years older, and people ask me all the time, they're like, are you doing this by yourself, or you have a sibling, or, you know, I'm like, well, I might as well be an only child. My dad let me move him across country, from upstate New York into a retirement facility, and did not even tell my older brother. The first time, when he had me tell it, when he told him, he had me tell him through email. Me tell him. So then my brother calls on Father's Day. The old number is disconnected because he didn't get the email. And then he's texting me, what's Dad's new number? And then it unfolded from there. And my dad's been here 7 weeks now. So everything falls on me. So I empathize as I'm going through this. I'm the baby, but everything falls on me. My dad looks to me for everything. And I'm learning to say, Venitra and I have had lots of conversation, lots of texts, you know, to say, you know, to be more like a duck and let things roll off instead of absorbing it all and thinking I need to take action, I need to jump on it and take care. He's only 2.5 miles away, but still, I have things to take care of. You know, I have a grown daughter, but I still have, you know, I'm still a mom, and I have business to take care of, all my own life to take care of. And the things that my dad is calling me, trying to drop on my plate and take, you know, you do it, you take care of it. Not all of it's things I need to absorb. I need to let it roll because, you know, he's got a nothing but time on his hands. Now, he has dementia. He does have a form of dementia, much like it sounds like your mom. He thinks everything is okay. And I'm like, oh, no, it is not. So, you know, you get that butting of heads because I'm the strong type A, a planner, like you were saying, detailed, love my list and my things, you know, and I just want to be very tactical and take care of things. You give me a problem, I'm gonna come up with a solution. And I had to get to the point, I can't solve everything. There are some things that do fall on my plate that I do need to take care of, but then other things, I just got to learn to go quack, 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 and let it roll off because I can't absorb it because it just gets inside of me. And my dad's fine. You know, like you said, they're fine. The patient will be fine. And, you know, you're over in the corner a hot mess.
Right.
So I empathize, sympathize. My heart goes out to you because I totally get it. And like Robin said, there's something deep rooted where I'm the youngest and I move him across country and my brother doesn't even know, and then, you know, it's gonna I got a letter coming in the mail from him though, so I know it's not gonna be nice. So we're gonna be butting heads. But it's something deep rooted in my dad that, and maybe in me, that everything is falling on me. He's looking to me. He trusts me 10,000%. Yeah. Well, my brother can be a little shady, but that's another subject.
Real quickly, I just gave Venitra a few minutes ago about telling our own stories and writing it down. You mentioned about writing, because I'm a writer. I've already wrote 2 books, working on 3. And so this is our first year, so I think going into the second year, we need to go ahead and write our book about what we're going through. Because a lot of you are going through some of the same similar things. So go ahead and buy your little pad. So we're going to start writing. We gotta come up with our title of our book, and then we're gonna get it published. And we definitely need all the professionals with your take in that book too. So that way we can come up with something that can help all of us. Because some of us singing the same song, we just need to be able to dance the same way or similar. So that way we can kind of get this thing out so other caregivers can be able to hear our story. So start thinking about that. So whenever she put me down, I need y'all to go ahead and start writing now. And one of my professors told me, don't worry about editing, just write. Just keep writing. Everything that you're going through, just write. And as you're writing, think about what it looks like as far as your title is concerned. And then that book will come out up under the Franklin Foundation, blah, 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 whatever we decide to do with it. So y'all start thinking about that.
And I have something to share too. For anyone that has siblings, cousins, or anything like that, one of the things that my godfather told me a few years ago, it doesn't matter how many brothers or sisters or aunts and uncles you have. If it's not in their heart, they're not going to do it. Right. And so it had to stick with me. And because if not, you're going to start holding anger, resentment. And then it's like, wait a minute, I'm the niece. She has sisters and brothers. Or I'm the younger one, it should be the older ones. Or it should be like, I'm working and they're retired. So if it's not in their heart, they're not going to do it. So it's not going to be like, well, if that's your sister, if that's your brother, you should. If it's not there, they're not going to do it. So that's why we're the ones that's running, because they see something in us that says, you care. It's something that says in them that says, if anything happens, I trust you. I don't trust him. So that's why I want to leave that.
That's good. Everybody's not cut out. I have this is my daughter, and she has about my aunt. And her sister to the school, she was retired, she always proud, always kept herself together. And then when I see her, it tears me. I can't believe it. How did she get like this? And through the years, it's been coming, but I didn't recognize it. The things that she was saying to me and other people, and I would destroy her. It's always coming from. But then now, looking back on it, it was coming all the time. Okay, we went to the doctor and found out that's what it was. I said, oh my God, all these many years, we never thought of it. I never thought of her being that way. Because she was always outgoing, spirited, like that. It's hard.
I'm glad you brought that up about the out-spirited person. Like most people that we care for, sometimes they are in that state where they're just outgoing and but if you see a change where they're not that way anymore, there's something wrong.
I thought you was crazy. She came to the house and accused me of things, and I said, no, I didn't say that about you. It scared me. I didn't open my door. I just looked down at her hand because the door closed. I didn't know what it was all about. And she was just going round and round, and I said, Lord have mercy, it was coming up to over there. It had just happened. And I just couldn't believe it. It just still bothers me right now to see her. And she, like you said, she said that nothing wrong with me. I'm sorry. And it's just got like that. And I can't be there. Even though she said, oh, take her out. I took her out. She get around faster than me. She walked faster than me. Come on, you're lazy. Come on, things like that. And that's her. That's the old her.
Yeah.
And just like you said, you go back and they do things that they used to do, things that they used to say no. I said, now this is wrong.
Yeah,
It goes and comes.
I laugh a lot at Venetra's story because I call Miss Frankie Francesca. The stories that she tells, because I knew Miss Frankie as this sweet, kind lady. And then when Venetra tells me these stories about how Francesca used to use every word in the book from A to Z, telling you this, that, and the other, you she was different. But you know, we have to read the signs when we see somebody who was vibrant and then all of a sudden they're not as vibrant, or if they start acting out of character. Like, you know how auntie is, or you know how mama is. If mama starts acting different from what she's normally acting, then we need to be saying, okay, let's see what's going on here.
My thing is, I thought somebody was putting stuff in their head. That's the way I saw it, because I've never been around anyone with that problem before.
Yeah.
Right, and we just don't understand. Me and my sister, we have mental health background, and we just kind of sucked it up as, you know, people change, you know. Who knows? Maybe the death of her mom just kind of just made her just change like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, decades.
But I think sometimes, okay, hold on, fine. I think sometimes for us who are in the mental health field, because we're in mental health, we don't want to think that people around us are challenged. I'm trying to keep my words nice. Challenged, but you know, even with us, sometimes we just kind of miss the mark. We just kind of miss it because we don't want to think that of our own family members.
I mean, you can also, I'm sorry, you can also think of it too is doctors are the worst patients.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to pick up back about what Yolanda said about the resentment part, because I ended up, I'm the niece of my uncle, and my uncle in our face was dying, and the family was in denial. I see him at a funeral, he's totally blind, and I'm like, you're blind. You know, pandemic, we hadn't seen each other. And he was like, yeah, nobody believes that I'm blind. So I called his son and I'm like, when did he go blind? And he's like, he didn't tell me he was blind. I said, yeah, tell me. I said, like, you know, so I called my uncle and I said, I'm coming over tomorrow. I go over, I make him a doctor's appointment. I live in Harrisburg, he lives on Nation 4. I'm driving back and forth, take him to the doctor, trying to get him some home health. I'm like, you got to get naked in front of me. I got to see your body. I got to see what's going on with you, because I do CNA work. He got bed sores. It's a whole lot going on. And nobody's taking care of my uncle. This spirited man who was trying to drive blind. Like, what are y'all doing? And when I start taking care of him, the family says, oh, she wants money. She's trying to take his money. She's in his business. She's doing too much. And I'm over there like in shambles, like, sick. I'm putting cream on your daddy's hips. I'm putting him in the tub. I'm washing my uncle's hips. And y'all are treating me like this. It's been a year, and this resentment stuff that she's speaking on, I have that. I don't even go over there. I don't see them. His wife has dementia now. It's bad. And I want to help, but when I helped the last time,
You know, and that is and all people think about it without. And there's more besides that. When God tells you to do something, baby, you do it. It doesn't matter what they say. If God sends you somewhere, He's to prepare things for you.
Yeah. And sometimes we have to remember, people are gonna say they're just doing it for the money. Number one, you can't pay a caregiver for what they do. I don't care how much money you have, you cannot pay them for everything. And even if there was money, but you know, I want us to be mindful that we don't get caught up in caring for people sometimes because, well, let me see how I'm gonna say this. Okay, so we have certain family members, and everybody got one in their family. They will let you do the work.
Yeah. And claim all the things.
And then as soon as something happens, well, I did it. You did what? When? So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful to realize when this is happening. Because if you step in, when you step in, be ready to step all the way in.
Yes.
Because it's gonna come with some consequences. So be ready to step all the way in. This ain't for the weak, as they say. It's not for the weak. So when you're ready to step in, you got to be fully committed to stepping in. Because it's not going to be easy. I see you over there, Lisa. Because it's not going to be easy, and people will sometimes let you do the work. And then as soon as Mama died, they the first one at the funeral hollering. You hollering Mama dead, but Mama and Daddy ain't seen you in 10 years. So you hollering for? Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. This is really, really good, and I think this venue and this outlet is so powerful because I know some people in this room, and you don't know what people are going through. And to be able to have a place where you can come and talk about your story and what your story is, because there's shame sometimes with all of these things that people are doing. My husband has Parkinson's, and I'm trying to help him navigate how you talk about that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Even with dementia, it's okay. It is what it is. And so all of the things that you all are saying, all of the things that you were saying, Robin, is so powerful. But what is more powerful is this space for others to know that they're not alone. That's what I want. That's why I wanted to come over and hug you. My friend Linda, I wanted to hug her when I saw her. You are not alone. You are not alone. And that's what people have to remember. There's assistance, there's support. Be bold, be brave to share your story.
Okay, I hadn't finished my list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for throwing that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
One of the things that I have too on here is to look after your own health. Make sure you exercise, practice good, sleep, hygiene habits, eat well. Y'all know all that stuff. Reach out to family and friends and talk about things. I made this note. Venting is purging. Venting is purging. So if you read that on the shirt. Venting is purging. When you're letting it out, you're letting it out. If you don't talk about it, that means it stays in. So if you can call somebody, whether it's a family member or a friend, and you're able to vent and let that stuff out, you're purging.
And tell them you don't want no advice. You just want to.
Let me ask you a question. How many of y'all have a friend that you can call and just say, listen? They don't say you. They're not saying nothing. They just letting you talk. Find you a friend that you can call and just say, listen, and go through your vent and purge, and then say, I'll talk to you later.
That's a good friend.
You got a question?
Oh, I wanted to say something, but I can't wait till you're done.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, like my dad's 87, and the generation that they come from was, that you keep our business inside. We don't share it. But then, and as an adult, I heard that, you start keeping things in, even as I was a single parent raising my daughter. But then, words of wisdom I heard along someplace else was you're only as sick as your secret. So when you're keeping all this stuff you're going through as a secret, it's eating you because you need help. You can't go through it alone. So
when we hear things like when our loved ones say all these ugly things to us, and they can come out with some stuff. When they say all these ugly things to us, we can internalize that stuff. Telling you ain't nothing, or all that. Some people can quack, but there's some people who can't quack. Their beaks are torn off because they've had so much stuff said to them that now they internalize it. You gotta vent to purge. So, okay. Ask for help when you need it. Don't be listen. Again.
Say it again.
Ask for help when you need it. Some of us are going through some stuff unnecessarily because we're afraid or ashamed or too prideful to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to go to somebody and say, can you help me? It's okay to feel alone, but if you can reach out to somebody and just say, I just need somebody to come. It may be just needing somebody to come and sit with you. But ask for help. Linda, ask for help.
I know for me, sometimes I'm type A as well. I'm very rigid. I get on a roll, and it's not so much as asking for help. I have a lot of people throwing help at me, and it's hard for me to accept the help.
Accept. Mine says accept offers for assistance. Whether it's dinner, carpooling, what sitting with you, praying, crying, whatever, accept the help. If somebody offers, listen. Now there are some people out there in the world who will say, do you need anything? They don't mean it. But try them every time. Do you need anything? Yeah, I need you to come over here and sit with me for a little bit. Yeah, I need you to listen to me talk for a little while. I need you to sit here while I run to the store right quick. If they are going to be somebody who will help you, they'll call you back. If not, then you'll know who your real friends are, but they won't call you no more. I called her and I asked her, do you need anything? She said, yeah. And then wound up having to go over there or not show, or telling you that they were coming and not showing up. But challenge them when they say that. I'm telling you as caregivers to challenge them because we have enough people saying, do you need anything? We already ain't getting no help, right? So challenge the people that offer help and you'll find out who the real ones are.
And Robin, you know what I've been doing lately? Instead of asking people, do you need help? I say, what do you need? What do you need? You need me to go to the grocery store?
Yeah.
You good on groceries? Like, ask them what they need. Because they need help.
Yeah.
Like,
but see, we would understand that, but I'm talking about for somebody on the outside, they may not phrase it that way. So you have to, I'm going to say this, but y'all don't laugh at me. You have to play with their mind a little bit too. They calling you saying, do you need anything? Well, yeah, I need for you to go to the grocery store and pick up something, whatever. So, and it's okay to say yes. It's okay to say no, but it's also okay to say yes to get people to help you. I've already talked about incorporating the word no in your vocabulary. It works.
Yes.
It is a complete sentence.
Yes.
You can say no to whatever you need to say no to. You can say no to whatever you need to say no to. You can say no to whatever you need to say no to. You don't always have to say yes. You don't. Okay? Yes can get you caught up with some stuff that might be long term and you don't really want to do it anyway. So say no when you can say no. Yes, Maria.
Do you think that also kind of goes in with mine with, you don't have to answer the phone every time they call? I mean, I had this, and I'm asking it as a question, because like for my dad, he's in a facility, so I know he's territory, he's safe. If something major happens, they're gonna call me first. But every time my phone rings from him, I don't need to answer it. So I'm asking that as a question. Everybody's situation is different. Some people might be like, well, they're living at home, they're by themselves. It could be an emergency. But
that's the difference. If they're in a facility, you'll probably get a call from somebody if something drastic has happened. But if they're living by themselves, I would suggest that you answer the phone because you don't know. We don't know what
that's why I wanted to phrase it as a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're living alone, yes, I would answer the phone. If they're living in a facility, you don't necessarily have to answer it every time. But each individual is different. I mean, we don't take calls from people that we know that's helping. We don't answer the phone every time.
Yeah. And I asked that as a question because I found when my circle, like my dad called while I was sitting here, with him, it's usually something where it's, quack, quack, I need to let it roll. It's not anything major, but it's that, it's like somebody over there was saying, it's just that, getting pulled in, getting me riled up, just getting to where I can't focus on anything else but you know, whatever is his focus for the day or that minute. So I wanted to start as a question, not telling everybody don't answer your phone, but just ask it as a question.
Okay. Thank you. So I want to tell you too, to make sure that as caregivers that you're seeing your doctor regularly and speaking with them about your feelings. You know, when you go to the doctor and they ask you, you know, are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling anxious? If you have those feelings, hello, tell them. Because not everything that you're going through will be like, some things are biological or what's the word? Physiological. Yeah. So you may need some medication to balance it out. If you're anxious all the time, you may need some medication. There's a medication to calm you down. Okay? So make sure you're going to the doctor and getting checked regularly and telling them when they ask you those questions how you are feeling. They ask those questions for a reason. Okay? Join or start a caregiving support group, and all of y'all are here, so you're already a part of one, right? Consult a counselor. So everybody processes things differently. What Yolanda can handle, the teacher may not be able to handle. Everybody handles things differently. If you find it difficult to process your feelings and emotions, then there could be a psychological reason why. I'm not saying that everybody in here is crazy. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying mental health is serious. Okay? Some of it you're genetically disposed to, like anxiety, or some people are genetically disposed to bipolar. So you need to speak to a counselor, speak to your doctor, and if you're having those issues, that you can work together to make sure that you're balanced out and have everything that you need, okay? And I want to say this, practice letting go. Ask yourself if something is really important. Like of all the things that you have to do in a day or in a week, every day, whatever you're doing, you may have to ask yourself, is this really important? Do I have to do this right now? It may be a moment that you can take to carve out some time for yourself. It may be a moment that you can just sit in silence and just unwind. I like silence. Sometimes I go out on my porch and just sit and listen to the birds and stuff like that. But practice letting go. It'll likely keep you from getting upset about relatively inconsequential things, like stuff that ain't really important. If you just ask yourself, is this really important? Does it matter? And another question that I want y'all to ask yourself sometimes when you're dealing with stuff, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? If you know why, that's half the battle. Because some things are going to upset you. Some of these patients are going to upset you. They're going to cuss you out. They're going to call you everything but a child of God. They're going to say stuff. But then you need to know why you're reacting the way you're reacting. Why am I feeling this way about what they said? Is it because you believe it? There's a book by Magnus and Chapin called What We Tell Ourselves We'll Believe. Telling Yourself the Truth, I think is the name of the book. But in the book it says that whatever we tell ourselves is what we will believe. So somebody is saying to you, you're nothing, and if you tell yourself you're nothing, then you'll start to believe that. And once you start to believe what you tell yourself, you will start acting on it. If that makes sense. Okay? I want to say something to the people who are dealing with patients who have Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's. Become a good storyteller. Instead of you arguing with mom and daddy, when they say they're ready to go home or they're ready to do this or George is at the house waiting on me. Yes, Mom, Dad is there waiting for you. We're getting ready to go in a few minutes. I'm gonna take you home. Because as soon as you say no, Georgia, Mama, you know Daddy dead. That's a, you set yourself up. You set yourself up for the long haul.
Sometimes don't tell them things that are not
True, yeah.
You
You gotta be
real careful.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying.
Tell them we going at 3 o'clock. I be doggone. They don't know what time it is, but 3 o'clock around that clock, they say where we going.
But you gotta be mindful. That's what I said. Become good storytellers because you know what's gonna work. Now, if you tell Mama y'all leaving at 3 o'clock and Mama is sitting there watching that clock, you best believe at 2:59, Mama getting up out that chair. You better have some keys in your pocket because y'all getting ready to go somewhere. But become a good storyteller. You don't have to fight with them about what they're saying to you. You don't have to fight. You don't have to fight yourself about what they're saying to you. Just let them talk. Go along with the story. Sometimes you just let them talk and just agree. You don't have to say anything. Just yeah, Mama. Okay. Yeah, Daddy. Sure. You don't have to carry it on because I'm telling you, every time you do that, you're setting yourself up for a fight. Yeah, you're setting yourself up for a fight. Some of these fights that we're having are unnecessary because we're talking too much. Sometimes we just gotta let them talk. And of course, y'all know to visit websites and follow different agencies in the community to get information that you need. This is all I have. If y'all have any questions, I'll take some questions if y'all have questions. But yeah.
I just have a comment. Is Denise, just correct me if I'm wrong. One of the things, like I said, we're here too. With being here, it's a network. So a lot of resources we don't know. So that's why I come, because every time you present different resources or we're talking to different people like we do here, and we find out different things that can help us. Well, what's your name? Yeah. Sharon. One of the things that I'm going to say that helped me. Is it FrankieMayFoundation.org or .com? FrankieMayFoundation.com helped me because they helped me be able to get a grant. The grant was $2,500, but also because now we started a new fiscal year. What I tell people to do, go out there. It's only a few questions. Go out there and do that application and get on that wait list, or you might not be able to be on that wait list. You might be able to get those funds. Those funds can at least be able to help you to maybe, you can find someone who can maybe be able to help with your mom 4 hours. It's not like they're deceiving, but it can be certain things that can help you, give you a break. And with everyone, so one, it can help people that provide assistance. One, it can help you with different things that you might need as in supplies or anything. But one, some of the things that I've noticed as being a caregiver, we need time, we need space, or we just need help. They might be there while we're there, but it's just someone there to help and assist us. So what I say is go on and do the FrankieMayFoundation.com, do that application. It's probably like 10 questions, I think it is. And I'm telling you, once you do it, and it's a simple question, it's not something to say how much money you made, how much this, or I need you to submit all these forms. It's quick questions. Get on there and do that and get that grant.
I want to do something before we close out, but you go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put you on the spot, Brooke. But Brooke, introduce yourself and tell us what you want to volunteer.
Okay, my name's Brooke. I have worked with Alzheimer's for like the past 10 years. I worked with Alzheimer's for the past 2 years. I have a master's in gerontology. I have a master's in social work. I am currently doing clinical research with Alzheimer's to find hopefully a cure or a prevention. So what I'm doing is, because I actually have a lot of downtime with my job, is I'm looking to actually volunteer for free as a caregiver for individuals that, need to go to the doctor, go to doctors, take that nap, go get your nails done. So
Free volunteer. I'm coming up with your vote for it. While you do what you need to do.
Okay, so in the counseling world, we do something there's something that we call taking people to the box. And I feel like we've been in the box because we've been talking and purging and sharing and all of these other things. And I don't want to leave y'all in an emotional state. So we're going to do a guided meditation similar to what we did last month.
Yeah.
So I want to take us through that so that you'll be kind of feeling relaxed and woosah.
Robin, before you do that, I'm sorry Funnel Cake couldn't come, but my sister went and found some ice cream cups. So we got ice cream cups.
Okay, so everybody just kind of get in a relaxed position. Everybody good? Okay.